Before removing the lock and door handle, make sure that they are in working order and it is not a Baldwin handle. Keep all the pieces together so none are lost during the process. Remove the hinges by placing a screwdriver at the bottom of the hinge and hit it with a hammer to move the pin out of place. Once that is done, use a 9-in-1 tool to finish the job. Have someone hold the door as you repeat the process for the other 2 pins. Have them keep the door level by placing their foot as shown here. Once all the pins are out, you can proceed in removing the door. If you do not feel comfortable moving the door alone, please ask a colleague for help. Place 2 stands, as shown in the video, in a V formation before taking the door out. This will allow the stands to not stick out and will make it easier to tape and sand the door. Place the door on the stands and make sure it is secure and in place. Begin the preparation of the door by removing the weather strip. Begin by sanding the door with a 320 grade sandpaper to ensure the door is smooth to the touch. Scotch-Brite all the hard to reach areas thoroughly. After blowing off the dust with your HVLP compressor, pass a tack cloth to remove any fine particles that may remain on the door. Use a clean rag with acetone to finish the preparation of the door. Do not pour acetone into the rag on a driveway or on grass. Use a bucket or cover to protect the surface you are on. Always close the cap of the acetone bottle to keep the acetone from evaporating quickly due to the heat and keep out of direct sunlight or near anything hot. When using acetone, you must use a filtered mask as well as gloves. Only use clean parts of the rag when acetoning the door. Once one wipe of the rag is done, use another clean section of the rag for the next wipe. If this is not done, you will be spreading the dust around on the surface of the door. Spot the dents and circle them with a pencil. Make sure the putty plate is flat and smooth. If it is not, sand it down with a strong grade sandpaper such as 120. Add about 5 to 10% hardener to the putty and mix thoroughly, cutting into the mixture as shown in the video. Continue for about 15 seconds until the mixture has changed color. Be sure to mix the putty only right before you are ready to apply, as it dries quite rapidly. Apply a decent amount of putty to the dent, making sure the hole is completely covered, and then smooth it out using a spatula. Wait for the putty to dry for about 5 to 10 minutes and sand with a 220 grade sandpaper. Remember to keep the sander flat to evenly sand the surface. Continue to sand, but with a 400 grade sandpaper to smooth out the edges. Blow off the dust again with the HVLP compressor and use a tack cloth to clean the rest of the surface. Use a high build primer. Shake the can until the beads stop making a sound. Apply a thin tack coat onto the areas that are exposed by bare aluminum or onto the putty which has been applied. Wait 5 minutes and apply a second coat. Then, wait an additional 10 minutes for the primer to completely cure. Sand the primer lightly with 400 grade sandpaper. Use a tack cloth to remove any dust particles that may remain on the surface. For doors with bare plastic surfaces, apply plastic primer. Shake the can and apply thin coats to ensure the entire surface has been covered. Always double check the taping before you start to spray, and then start by spraying the edges and the hard to reach areas of the door. Apply multiple tack coats. Once done, check for missing paint and make sure the surface is smooth. Apply caulking around the door frame and reinstall the door. Reassemble the door handle and test the mechanism to make sure everything is in working order.